Let's start with the Gayatri Mahamantra. Back straight, left hand beneath the right, contemplative mood, once. Om Bhurabhuvah Swaha Tatsaviturvarenyam Bhargo Devasya Dhimahi Dhiyo Yonah Prachodayat. Today we start with the chapter number 5, verse number 13 of Srimad Bhagvad Gita. And as it goes, Sarva Karmani Manasa Sanyasya Aste Sukham Vashi Navdware Pure Dehi Na Eva Kurvan Na Karyan. Like all other verse of Srimad Bhagavad Gita, even this verse is an esoteric understanding. It tries to create a distinction between the general understanding about human appearance, human identification, and the true existence of a human. Why is it necessary for us to understand the distinguishing line between the general appearance or identification of a human and the true existence of a human? The understanding is necessary because the objective of Srimad Bhagavad Gita is to bestow the highest standards of excellence to each and every activity dispensed by a human being. It wants to scale each and every activity of a human from an ordinary standard to the standards of the yoga, thereby transforming any karma to karma yoga. How can any karma become transformed as a karma yoga? It's only possible when the insight that is exercising the activity is enlightened enough to understand that what all I'm doing from my true existence in the service to the objective of my life, and the objective is to evolve, to serve and evolve, and to serve. That is the prime objective. Atmano mokshartha jagat hitacha. In service to that objective, the entire yoga is submitted, especially the karma yoga. In this particular verse, in order to create that distinguishing line between the general identification of a human and the true existence of a human, it has made a specific mention to Navadware Pure Dehi, which means a building or a colony which has got 9 gates, and someone resides within that, which is the colony of 9 gates. Remember, right now in this verse we are trying to draw a distinguishing line between the true existence of a human and the general identification of a human. If you keep serving the general identification, you are misled. Your decisions will be wrong. You shall accrue to karmic bondage. But in the other sense, if you accomplish, if you act in service to your true existence, each and every act that you perform will be an act to service, an act that shall evolve you. Let us understand that. See, general identification of a human is the appearance that we have, the physical manifestation in the form of a body, along with a specific name. Any specific name along with this manifested body is the general identification through which we are known around our circles and in the world. That is how we represent ourselves. Other details follow. And what about the true existence? That is something which probably we have never paid heed towards. We have never thought about it. This verse is here to make us experience that particular difference between the general identification and the true existence. It says a building or a colony with 9 gates. Which is that building or a colony with 9 gates? What are those 9 gates? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. One in the front, 8. One in the back, 9. These are the 9 gates of a colony or of a building through which A human being generally transacts the business of life. You see, you smell, you taste, you utter, you listen, you procreate, and you excrete. All these actions are performed by these sensory organs. Therefore, they are termed as the nine gates. Navadware. Dwar means a gate, and Nav is the digit 9. These 9 gates of this physical abode, this physical manifestation, someone resides into that. What is that that resides into that is a question. Unless we probe this question, we will not be able to draw a distinguishing line between the general identification and the true existence. Because generally, when we understand our identification and existence, both are merged as an appearance and a name. When I ask you, or I ask anybody, who is John? So what you shall do is, you shall immediately bring an image before me and say, this is John. It's something like if you are driving a car and I address the car as you. This is you. No. This is not me, you'll say. I'm in the car. I'm in the car. The car is mine, but this is not me. The car is not me. Me and car are distinct. Me and car are different. I'm in the car, but I'm not the car. Well, in the case of a car, it is easy to comprehend and understand. But when it comes to comprehend and understand within yourself something which your body and your existence are distinct, that understanding takes slight time for you to connect, relate, and comprehend. Here, the mention is pushing us to undergo a small contemplation. A contemplation, a meditative interlude where we experience the same way as we did in the car, that car is mine, I am not the car. Likewise, trying to understand that these eyes, these nostrils, the mouth, and the ears, and the other organs, they are indeed mine. Yes, they are mine. But I'm not that. I'm different. This first question, which starts for an inner probe to trace the actual veracity of the fact of you, the one that is residing within these 9 gates, the colony of 9 gates, is going to unleash a new understanding within you in respect of various subjects in your life, various people that come across in your life, and various situations that you confront. Your views, your perceptions, your attitudes towards all those adverse or good occurrences of the past, all that good or bad which is ongoing, all that you anticipate or envisage as good or bad for the future, your perception will alter. Because so far, whatever you have been concluding towards subjects, people, and situation is based upon the understanding about you and them as this identity and their identity. But now, the moment you take a step backward and traverse a distance towards your actual existence, instead of this external countenance, this identity assigned with a name and an appearance, you draw a different perception. Oh, this is me. I'm different actually. I'm different. I've been considering myself as this. And all that has been subjected to by other people, adverse or good, is to this. Whereas me, my isness is different. I'm very different to what exactly I perceive about myself in relation with what actually I am. This inner probe is something that the great masters of the unknown time is pushing every seeker towards. The moment you take a step forward and start exploring start peeling off, start removing the layers of your understanding about existence, new usherings will happen. Even a superficial contemplation upon this understanding will give you a new light. You have to experience it. It cannot be explained merely by words. Like the taste of the mango is not in words, but when you put it on your tongue. Likewise, the experience of this contemplation is not merely by giving you instructions or direction, but by experiencing it. The moment, even for about 5 minutes, if you experience that me, the one that generally knows itself as an identity, is different from this physical manifestation, it is something different. Where am I? Where am I? Where am I? Forget about who am I. Where am I first? And where am I? The answer will certainly pierce inside your head, and it will go behind the two eyes and somewhere at the middle of the 2 ears. If you draw an abstract line which intersects somewhere in between, one line going from here to here, another from here to here, the intersection point will be somewhere where you generally perceive and experience your awareness. And that is the one that actually are you. That is the true existence. This belongs to that existence. That existence resides into this building, into this colony. This building or this colony is an abode to it, but it is not it. It is different. What is it? Is a long journey to traverse. It's a very long journey before one can conclude, what am I? But much before that, a question must be understood, where am I? Because the moment you start traversing backward to trace the extents of where am I, immediately a distinction is drawn. A distinguishing line is drawn between your general identification before the world and what you actually are. And once you realize that there is a difference between the general identification of me and my true isness, everything in your life, everything that connects you with the outside world will slightly undergo a change at the perception level. You will choose to determine different aspects about people, subjects, and situations of life. This is the prime objective. Because the moment you take a step back, all those colors that malign your understanding, that create animosity, enviousness, unnecessary aggravated aggression, urges without boundaries, and so on and so forth, all those things will be immediately diluted, if not dissipated. Because now it is your true existence which is thinking, which is experiencing, not the one which through the external identification is entangled with the world. And the moment you start experiencing your true existence, just experiencing, even at the periphery level, there is a great alteration at your perception level. You start living in service to the objective of your life. Not that you come as a hindrance, you become as a hindrance to the prime objective of this life. The prime objective of this life is to evolve, evolve, evolve. Anything and everything around us is to provide us the resource to evolve. We are not here to possess, we are here to accomplish. One who possesses is the external identification, and one that has to accomplish is the inner true existence. And that won't happen from possession to the other aspect of accomplishment shall not cherish unless you draw this distinction, the distinguishing line between external identification and true existence. This particular verse number 13th of the chapter 5 induces us to undergo a small contemplation. Time and again, if you go through this, each time you will experience a new effulgence, a new luminosity within your own understanding. On every second and last Sunday of each month, 9:30 a.m., the live classroom on Bhagavad Gita begins. You can log on to www.dineshji/en live, E for England and for Nancy, En live, Live. Meet you in the next classroom. Remember, the schedule is second and last Sunday of every month. Till then, Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om.